We live in a world increasingly governed by algorithms. From the jobs we apply for to the loans we're offered to the news we consume, lines of code quietly shape our lives. But behind the sleek interfaces and promises of efficiency lies a troubling truth. Algorithms are not neutral. They reflect the biases of the data they were trained on and the decisions of the humans who build them. And when those biases go unchecked, the consequences can be devastating. This is the human cost of algorithmic bias. Let's start with a story. In 2018, a major healthcare algorithm used in the United States was found to be racially biased. It was designed to identify patients who needed extra medical care. But the algorithm consistently underestimated the health needs of Black patients. Why? Because it used healthcare spending as a proxy for need, assuming that those who spent more on health, HKAR, were sicker. But due to systemic inequalities, Black patients often had less access to care and therefore spent less. The result? Thousands of Black patients were denied the support they needed, not because of their health, but because of a flawed assumption buried deep in the code. This isn't an isolated case. Facial recognition systems have repeatedly misidentified people of color, especially Black women. Predictive policing tools have sent officers to patrol neighborhoods, not because of actual crime rates, but because of historical arrest data skewed by decades of over-policing. Hiring algorithms have filtered out candidates based on patterns that favor white, male applicants. And credit scoring systems have penalized people from marginalized communities simply because they live in the wrong postcode. These systems don't just make mistakes. They reinforce inequality. They automate discrimination. And they do it invisibly, without explanation, without accountability, and often without recourse. But how does this happen? It starts with data. Algorithms learn from historical data. If that data reflects bias, racial, gendered, economic, then the algorithm learns those patterns. It doesn't know right from wrong. It just knows correlation. If past hiring decisions favored men, the algorithm might conclude that men are better candidates. If crime data is concentrated in poor neighborhoods, the algorithm might assume those areas are more dangerous. It's not malicious. It's mathematical. But the impact is real. Then there's design. The people who build algorithms make choices about what data to include, what outcomes to prioritize, and how to measure success. These choices are shaped by their own perspectives, assumptions, and blind spots. If diversity isn't part of the design process, bias becomes baked in, and once deployed, these systems can scale harm at an unprecedented rate. So what can we do? First, we need transparency. Algorithms must be explainable. People should know how decisions are made, what data is used, and whether they can challenge the outcome. Black box systems, where even the designers don't fully understand how the algorithm works, are unacceptable when human lives are at stake. Second, we need accountability. Companies and governments must be held responsible for the impact of their algorithms. That means auditing systems for bias, publishing results, and making changes when harm is found. It also means involving affected communities in the design and oversight of these tools. Third, we need diversity. The teams building algorithms should reflect the societies they serve. That includes race, gender, class, and lived experience. Diverse teams are more likely to spot bias, challenge assumptions, and build systems that are fairer and more inclusive. Finally, we need to ask deeper questions. Not just does this algorithm work, but should this algorithm exist? Some decisions are too complex, too human, to be left to machines. We must resist the urge to automate everything and remember that justice, empathy, and dignity cannot be coded. Because at the heart of this issue is a simple truth. Algorithms affect people. Real people. People who lose jobs, miss out on health care, get wrongly arrested, or denied opportunities not because of who they are, but because of what a machine thinks it knows. And when we ignore the human cost, we risk building a future that's efficient, but unjust, fast, but unfair, technologically advanced, but morally bankrupt. So let's go beyond the code. Let's demand systems that serve everyone, not just the privileged few. Let's build technology that uplifts, not oppresses. Let's center humanity in our algorithms and justice in our design, because bias in code is not inevitable. It's a choice, and we have the power to choose differently. If anything in this video resonates with you, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.